Hey everyone, it's Julie Lawrence from teacherjulieonline.com, and on my channel I talk about working from home as an online teacher, and I also am talking a little bit about homeschooling. So welcome to my channel. I hope that you will subscribe and click the notification bell if either of those things interest you. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Outschool, and I get a lot of requests to talk about flex classes, and I've been putting it off and putting it off because I don't feel like an expert in flex classes by any means, but I thought that I would go ahead and make a video and kind of call this my flex class video part 1, because I do have a flex class out there and I have completed a flex class, and so I'm going to give some insight based on that, and then kind of talk about where I want to go in the future with my flex classes. So here we go. Now, I listed my first flex class probably about 6 weeks ago, and I was one of the lucky ones who had my flex class approved right away. It did not even come back for any kind of revisions, and I did not include any additional apps or things like that beyond the Outschool classroom. I have heard from several other teachers that they have been asked to use things such as Nearpod and other things I don't even know about, to add those to their flex class. I was not asked to do that on this first class that I listed. So what I decided to do for my first flex class was to make one based on my live classes that I already teach. So I have a pretty popular live class called Rock the Clock, and it's all about telling time. And I teach a section on time to the hour, half hour, quarter, and minute, 5 minutes. And so I thought I could take those classes and sort of combine them into one big flex class. And so that's what I did. So I listed a Rock the Clock flex class. It's 4 weeks. Now, if you list a flex class, it must be at least 4 weeks long. And so this class I did was 4 weeks long. I have week 1 as telling time to the hour. Week 2 is telling time to the half hour. Week 3 is telling time to the quarter hour. And week 4 is telling time to the nearest 5 minutes. So that's how I presented it for approval. So let me tell you the different parts that I offer in my flex class. And I'm going to click around up here to look at my screen so that I can make sure that I am telling you exactly what I have in my class. So in my class description, or in the summary, I guess you would say, I basically just say this: in this 4-week flexible schedule class, students will practice telling time to the hour, half hour, quarter, and 5 minutes with analog and digital clocks. That's what I have for my class summary. Okay, so for my class size, I'm offering it for between 2 and 10 students, ages 5 to 9, and I am charging $45 per learner for the whole flex class. So I got that price based on what I charge for my live classes. So for my live class, I charge $12. So if you're getting 4 of my classes, it would have been 48. So I'm giving a little bit of a discount, I guess a bulk discount, and I charged $45. Now, let me tell you about the class description. So when I was writing the class description, I knew that I had to be as detailed as possible. And so in that class description, I gave a pretty broad, not pretty broad, a pretty specific overview of what the class was going to be about. Now, you want to make sure that somewhere at the beginning or somewhere where it gets lots of attention, you say this is a flexible schedule class. There will be no live meetings or something like that, because you really want parents, even though it's listed in several different places that this is a flex class, you want to make sure they know that this is an asynchronous class. So instruction will be given not in a live format. They will have to watch videos or receive instruction another way outside of the live classes that they may be used to on the Outschool platform. So make sure right at the beginning you say something like, this is a flexible schedule class. Then I went into pretty much a lot of detail about what I was going to do in this class. I talked about when the videos would be uploaded. I talked about what the kids would have to do each week. And so I upload and specific times on when I do those things. So for example, a new video, a new lesson will always be uploaded to the classroom on Monday morning by 9 a.m. Central Time. Then they will have an assignment that will be given on Tuesday that they will have until Thursday to complete. And then I talk about the feedback that I will provide by Sunday of that week. I think those days are right. I could be a little off on my days. But my point is that I made it a specific format and specific rules, I guess you could say, for how this flex class was going to work. I also said that there would be additional interactive activities provided throughout the week to reinforce the skill for that week. So for example, I will give a game or a puzzle or some kind of hands-on activity. It might be a craft. It might be some kind of task to just do around the house. Something in addition to just my video will be provided. And when I do present my video, I record it just as if I was teaching that live class. So I continue to use my Google Slides and I record everything in Zoom as if I were teaching it. And then I upload it as an unlisted video on YouTube. And that's what I put into the Outschool classroom. I put that YouTube video link because the video ends up being big. They've been about 25 to 30 minutes each time. And so that gets to be a pretty big video. So it was easier for me to just put it onto YouTube as an unlisted video and link it. Now I have heard other teachers use certain software that compresses their video smaller so that it can be uploaded straight to the Outschool classroom. So depending on how you want to do that, you do have options. So they get a video with my teaching and the slides, and then on Tuesday, I always give an assignment. So it's generally like a worksheet, like a practice thing that they would have to do, and then re-upload or just upload back to me so that I can look at it. Then and also with that assignment, I also give those extra hands-on activities. Sometimes it's just one activity, sometimes it's two. And like I said, it could be a game, it could be a puzzle, it could be just some kind of activity where they don't even need any supplies, they just do it. I think one of them was walk around your house and count the number of analog clocks or something like that. Just something to get them thinking about telling time throughout the week. Then on Wednesday, I always post an optional midweek activity, which is another chance for them to interact. Now that could be maybe like a poll or some kind of quiz or some kind of video that they should make. I think, for example, one of them was this week, sometime during the week, you get to be the timekeeper of your house. And so watch the clock throughout the day and be sure to announce when it's time for lunch and when it's time for dinner, when it's time to go to the store or whatever it is. Watch the clock for those times and you be the family timekeeper. And then I ask them to make a video about that experience. Then they can upload that video into the classroom and they can comment on other students' videos. That's an example of the midweek activity that invites that interaction between the students and me. And then I can also give feedback and interact with those videos as well. And then they are expected to turn their assignment back in by Thursday, where I can look at them all and give them feedback. I think I put in there that I have until Sunday to return feedback, but you can certainly do it quicker than that if you have the time. And I usually provide written feedback, or I may even send back a video. It just depends on my time for that week. And then on Monday of the next week, it starts all over with week 2. So same thing, they get another video, they get more hands-on activities, they get an optional midweek activity. I mean, all of these are optional. None of these are mandatory. And then same thing, they can turn back in their assignment, I give feedback, and this goes on for the 4 weeks. So that is how I have my flex class structured that is currently out there and going. Now here's the thing, I have not had many many people interested in it. So I haven't had very many students take this class. In fact, I've only had one student take the class. And guess what? No interaction. So all of that to say that I put a whole lot of work into this, and like a lot of upfront work. And I haven't had much in return. Now I'm done. I'm not going to need to put anything else into this class, I don't think, because even though the student didn't interact with me, he completed the course. So there weren't any other students enrolled. So it was really hard to have interaction with other students when there's no other students. I did hear from the mom, and so I know that they were looking at it. I had views on the videos. It looks like they participated in the class, they just didn't interact. And as I'm talking to more and more people, I'm finding that that's kind of common, that many students take these flex classes because they don't really want the interaction. They don't want the live classes, and they don't really have the time or desire really to do the interactive activities. So they were out there, I presented them each time, I fulfilled my end of the deal, and I'm just trusting that my student got out of it whatever he wanted to get out of it. And so I hope that it was helpful for him, but he did complete the class. So what have I learned from this? I've learned that I want to keep trying. I have since listed 2 more flex classes, and they're basically the same class, just different age groups. So it's a math class on subtraction problem solving, which I already teach live. So my suggestion is, when you're thinking about flex classes, take a class that you already teach live and see if you can make it into a flex course. I teach one live subtraction class. So I had to think, how am I going to take this one class that I teach for 40 minutes and put it into 4 weeks? So not all classes will work, I don't think, for flex. So this one I thought, well, I teach 4 different ways, no, three different ways to subtract, or 3 different types of subtraction problems in that one class. So why not break those apart and do one type 1 week, another type the next week, another type the 3rd week, and then on the 4th week we can combine and do like mixed problem solving or something. So the other day I sat down and I wrote both of those class descriptions out, and I just changed it a little bit for the different age groups. So basically it was the same class description that I was presenting to be listed, with just a few tweaks on the ages. I kept it the same price. In fact, I think I lowered it from my clock class. I charged $40 for 4 weeks. This time I had a lot of back and forth with whoever was approving my class. So the first time it came back and they wanted more interaction, and they actually asked for something that I already had listed in the class, which was a bit frustrating because I actually had that listed already. But I added what they wanted. I added a little bit more interaction, resubmitted it. I got it back again with something different that they wanted. So I added that in, and I think I added in like a Kahoot game. So I think that would be fun to offer, and I would do that live. And so it's optional again, so students can come and join me for a live Kahoot game to practice subtraction facts or whatever I come up with, and we'll do that like in week 4. So that would be a fun, interactive way to see other kids in the class, interact with the teacher, have that time with me. We'll see if people do it. But so I offered that. I added that to the class, and I added some more specific interactive activities. So last night, those two classes did come back approved, both the upper level and the lower level. And so I have listed them on Outschool. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a feel for the interest before I keep writing it. So basically, I have the backbone of what I want to do. I have a general outline of all 4 weeks and what I want to do. And I've started kind of researching different activities that I want to put in each week, but I don't think I'm going to do much more work until I see if people are even interested. Because like I said, I put a lot of work into the other one and it's not really taking off like I thought. So I don't know if that's just flex classes in general. I don't know if it's the subject, if no one's interested in it. I don't know if it's me, if it's the class description. I'm not quite sure. It has some saves, so I know there's some interest, but nobody's signing up yet. So we'll see how these next flex classes that I just listed, we'll see how they go. That is why I'm saying I will film another video if I get more activity with my flex classes. But I just wanted to put this out there for how I have started off, what I included when I got my flex class approved, and my experience so far, which has been very little with the one flex class that I do have. So who knows, I may come back in a month or two and do another video about my wildly successful flex classes and hopefully be able to give you many more tips and ideas. But until then, this is what I have to offer on flex classes. If you have anything valuable to add to this, anything that would help other people or help me, you can add it in the comments below and other people can read it and get some ideas. I think that would be really helpful. But for now, I really do appreciate you watching and commenting on my videos. Thank you for your subscriptions and your emails and your feedback. I do love hearing from other Outschool teachers and teachers who are interested in working online. Thank you so much for watching and happy teaching. See you next time. Bye.